Hello everyone, I wanted to show the performance for this machine running Fortnite and then Warzone. So we're now in the lobby for Fortnite. Our settings are RX 12 for the graphics quality. Everything is set to low, like lowest possible. As you can see, except for epic distance quality distance. So we're running a Ryzen 2600 and a RX6800XT as a GPU. So let's see how it performs at the start of the match, which is where I can usually see the most stutters and problems. Let's drop in the middle of the map. As you can see, it's very erratic in the performance, but that's expected for Fortnite. I've been leaving the game on for a couple of hours to make sure that the shaders are compiled and everything. Yeah, so frame consistency isn't the best, but it's still quite good for DirectX 12, a very old CPU. If I set to performance mode, what I will get is a much higher maximum FPS, but also a lot more stutters and lags. While here, the experience is quite smooth. I would say it's perfectly playable, of course. I mean, it's still a 6-core and everything, and it's a Ryzen Zen Plus architecture. And yeah, that's what the performance looks like in Fortnite. We'll now switch to Warzone. We have to preload the shaders. The monitor has a black line here, so here's the system running from the inside. There's a fan up there and the fan on the RAM. Exhaust fan there, but now the case is open. But I mean, the CPU doesn't really pull that much power. It's limited to 65 watts, and even with a stock cooler, it doesn't get warmer than 70 degrees. During Fortnite, it peaked at 59 degrees on the GPU and 56 on the CPU. Now see, Warzone probably gonna take a lot more. Okay, let's load into the lobby and check a little bit of the FPS here. We're hovering around 120. Now dropping below 100 actually. Oh, I had a drop at 60. That was awful. So you can see that we are heavily CPU limited because CPU time is 13 milliseconds and the GPU time is 5. Let's check a little bit of the graphics settings. Let's set to full screen exclusive. Let's set 2K as the target resolution. I mean, we're not GPU limited, so we can go a little bit over with the graphic settings. As quality, set to basic, and we'll put on a little bit of fidelity effects, which I know people like, to make things sharper. Here we have around 100 again. Let's try to move to the center of the map, Old Town, and drop on the bridge area. One of the bridges. No, on the center of the map. Let's drop there. I dropped a little bit too early. Yeah. So yeah, FPS quite awful, around 80 to 90, a little bit over 80, but my internet connection is also awful, as you can see from the lags. But yeah, you get the idea. So not great, not really great performance from this Ryzen, but playable nevertheless. I've never seen it drop below 80, so it's still quite stable considering the age of the GPU, the CPU, and the fact that it was never like a very quick CPU, and it's like Ryzen Plus was not competitive with Kaby Lake and Coffee Lake at the time for high FPS numbers in competitive titles, even though the value was a lot better. An 8700K would probably perform better, and even at 7700 would perform better here, slightly better in this kind of game. But you shouldn't really change if you're not playing really competitive hardcore, because 90 FPS is still plenty for every other game. And that's all for the video. Ciao!